Okay, so I'm just gonna go over it and look at some general things. Probably look at like what you could be doing better to get out of punish. Uh, what you're not doing in neutral, or what you're doing mistakes you're making in neutral. Counter hit opportunities, the general stuff. So let's look at the games. Let's see. Okay, we're not really playing yet. Okay, then we start playing. Okay, all right. Okay, just moving around. So we get our first like interaction, right? You go for, I'm on the platform, I'm gonna come off and do a fair, and then I get a whiff punish opportunity. So like obviously, don't give me this for free. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, just a lot of wasted time. Like you could have dashed back sooner. You could have gone for just like a raw grab. Like that's just I just do a landing punish because you're not clean on your landing. So we get down throw, we get up DI. So what I'm supposed to do here is just go for like an up tilt. And if you DI away, I go for a grab. You could have gotten an up air out of this, but it really doesn't matter. Like you didn't get punished because I messed up. Like really, if you get up tilted here, I would just, like if you do this DI, just focus on SDIing the up tilt if it comes, rather than trying to counter hit. But technically, I think like falling dare or up air would have been like a punish on this mistake. But this mistake is not going to happen often, so it's not really worth talking about. Okay, so you do the same DI again. So I should do up tilt this time. I do. That was good. You got out of it. That's perfect. This is always what you want to do. So now the question here is, are you going to fair me or not? Or are you going to double jump waveland to platform, right? Like you broke out of the basic combo. How do you get out? So you do the double jump waveland. That's great. I like the option. It's very conservative. I'm at 0, so I may just crouch, and if you fair me, I could get like an opportunity, right? So this is safe by you. This is fine. Now you're kind of in an awkward spot because your shield drop didn't come out and you didn't get down first. Yeah, you don't really want to. You just kind of stuck, That's just like one thing, like general. Gets kind of nitpicky, right? But it's like you have like a waveland off, get to ledge dash, or as soon as this fair happens, like you spot dodge an accident, which is like, I get it. You could full hop up over here and be like, okay. You could threaten coming down with like a dare, which is like the only thing you could come down with really. So coming down with dare here is kind of like, is really risky because you could just get up tilted because you have to do it late. So like you should just kind of like, maybe wave dash forward, just kind of get out. Just be a little bit quicker, like, make a decision. You can shield drop if you don't like the shield drop dare option. If you feel like it's unsafe, you can wave dash off, wave dash this way, or full hop. You're sitting in shield is just generally not like advantageous for you because you're just going to get shield stabbed eventually. Like you're just kind of losing resources here. The longer this happens, you're just steadily losing the game. So you do have to like do something. If I wasn't at 0, like honestly, this is not as bad because it's like you could come down with anything and I might get like knocked down, like coming down with fair or something. It's something that could pay higher for you. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about like the juggle state that happens here. Yeah, just kind of get caught up, right? So it's like, okay, you dodge this, but like this is bad. Like if you're gonna double jump, you got to double jump to somewhere, right? Like you can't just like double jump and then try to land in the same spot. Like you could have double jumped to top plat here, and then you're totally fine. You can hold down on anything that would hit you, so you're not gonna get comboed. You can get your shield up, do a shield drop, you can wave dash. That's just like, this is just like it's just like kind of just like unaware defense, like. I'm in juggle state, I'm just going to burn my double jump, and I'm going to get a worse position out of it rather than a better one. Like, if you're going to burn your double jump in a juggle state, it needs to, like, do something for you. Like, my double jump, this will dodge a move that, like, I am pretty certain is coming. Or my double jump will get me to a spot where I can get more turtled and safer. Or, or my double jump will, like, set up a good, like, angle where I can air to air. And, like, this double jump did none of those. It's kind of like, I'm just gonna double jump because like, I'm, and like, it didn't even hit you, right? So it's like, this isn't really double jumping to dodge this up air because like the up air already happened, it already whiffed when you make this decision. Like this up air doesn't like dodge anything really. So just like be careful of that, right? Like don't give up your defensive resources that easily. That's like just like a bad sign if you're doing that. Okay, just like a little scrap situation. So you had some DIs you could have done here, right? So you get the down DI and the F tilts, like whatever, this is really scrappy, like this is fine. Like just remember you can always mix this up, like this is kind of just a weird punish, like I should just crouch here, but whatever, right? You didn't have to, this did not have to happen to you. If you get down aired like this, like there's no reason not to hold out. Like it's so telegraphed, just always always be trying to like, you're like, okay, I'm in a bad spot, like, uh-oh, I buffered an attack, I'm gonna get hit, like, just like seeing me above you, right, like that, right? It's like you pretty much like just need to make sure that you don't get comboed. So like DIing in on the dare, DIing in on the bear, and spamming double jump, right? Like that's 3 just bad defensive decisions. So it's like right here you could be holding this direction. I got the cross up, that's like pretty nice by me, right? Like because maybe you're holding this direction, I can't tell, but it's like, okay, so all right, you got the DI cross up mix up, that good on you, right? But then it's like, what am I going to do here, right? I either up air and then my combo's over, or I go for a weak hit. So it's like in either case, if you just hold out, you're fine, right? If I up air, or if I fair, it's like you held out for the fair, but like at least again, that's the mix up, right? Weak hit or strong hit. So it's like just beware this 50-50, and I don't think you die from that fair right there, by the way. So it's like, and if you're not sure, just doing no DI is probably fine, because then you probably end up like a little bit further maybe. But then like spamming double jump right here is like, this is just the worst thing. Like remember, if you're gonna double jump, you need to use it for something, right? Like you can't just do it to do it. So it's like right here, it's like you just gotta like understand that like double jumping out of Sheik's attacks is really, really hard. It's like not gonna happen a lot that you just like, ooh, I double jumped out, and then I get like a punish or whatever. Like it's better for you to just have your double jump here when this situation happens than to burn it, because if you have your double jump, then now like instead of being down here where you have only one upbeat timing and angle, you can be like over here, you can save your stall and you could jump to here, see if maybe you can outspace a ledge hop bear and then fall and stall. Like you have all your mix-ups, right? But like now you lose your stock. So it's like basically like this is not going to kill you. You're like, okay, well, I didn't get the DI in the dare, but that's fine. Like you're not going to kill me, right? So like you can hold out here, and it's like, okay, we're like, well, that's not going to kill me as long as, like even though I didn't hold out on this, I'm still not dead. But then when you double jump, oh, okay, now I'm dead. So that's like a really, really big thing this matchup is like understanding like you're going to take some damage. You just gotta make sure that you're mitigating your losses, because she has guaranteed things. Because she has guaranteed things, you're like, you can't like try to get out of every hit. You just have to like okay, I'm gonna get hit, but I'm not gonna die. And like that's really how you have to always look at your defensive situations. Okay. So like you really want to be pretty proactive against Sheik. Like I would have liked it better if you didn't dash away here. Like if you just wave dash here, you get to set up down tilt. Like corner pressuring Sheik is really important as Marth. So like this happens and it's like, okay, you can't do anything, right? Because I have invincible stalls, but you can set up and punish ledge dash. So like just wave dashing back here a little bit faster, and like I'm in a corner pressure scenario, just understanding like what your job is at this point. If you wave dash here and do a tipper down tilt, you push me back to ledge. So it's like, that's great. Like you want to be doing that. And even if I'm able to get a true crouch out in time, it's not like I get like a hard punish, like a hard punish, right? Like down tilt put me at like 40 or something. Like, and even then it's like, even if I can get the super goated like frame perfect boost grab off of a tipper down tilt, it's like, force me to show you I can do that. Like, right? Put the pressure on. This is another situation where it's like, if you're going to be doing these fairs, this fair is like, Sheik is going to get on the platform, right? So like, just be conscious of that. Like, sure, I probably could have jumped to this platform, and then this fair is really good. But it's like also, if you need to also have in your mind, like, okay, like Sheik might like wave dash forward, right? So I need to be like doing a down tilt here. So it's pretty much you're always like, is Sheik gonna move forward or is she gonna jump? And like that's what your tools are for. So like this time you scouted a jump, but I did like a forward movement and I did like an attack, a bad attack by the way, because I'm not supposed to be dash tagging this percent, but like whatever, right? So yeah, like this is good. This is good. This is what you have to watch out for. Like pretty much every time I'm on the ground and you're like trying to defend yourself with fair, because remember fair is not the ground tool, down tilt is the ground tool. Just be aware that like this is gonna happen. So grid spacing, I could have gotten maybe like a JC grab opportunity here or something. I probably would have gotten it actually if I did JC grab here, but I did something else. So that was good. The spacing baited. So like, yeah, you need a grab here, right? Ah, nope, didn't get it. So like, we do this. It's like in this position, you know, this is, you're going to see this range all the time in neutral. Again, you're only thinking of two things. Either down tilt to stop the forward movement or fair to stop like a jump or pressure a jump. And you don't even have to do that. Like if you're not sure and you need info, you can just dash away and then see if I reveal something. Like, was I going to wave dash forward here? Was I going to jump out of the corner here? Get some info. And it's like you set for the down tilt, and that's again why down tilt's so good, is even if you're late stopping the forward movement, you still get this great situation where you get to spam shield grab or JC grab out of crouch, right? And then you get a big juggle. So important. Again, that's why down tilt's good. Look what happens, right? Like I'm in pressure. You could be setting up down tilt again, and you had like a mix-up opportunity here where that down tilt hits, and then instead of going for the grab, you know, you wave dash back, grab ledge. I can't get it from you. You're invincible. I have to do like an up B, and then you can maybe pick up some damage. It's not a true edgeguard situation, but it's like a good situation. So this is kind of why like fair, like this is what I mean. Why like, so Marth uniquely, right? Like this is why this matchup is rough. Normally against most characters, if you set up this like perfect fair spacing, you know, on the ground, the late one, it's like all super good for you, right? Like unbeatable spacing, but like not Sheik. Because like that's crazy perfect spacing. It probably hits, and it actually definitely hits Fox. If I was a little closer, sure, maybe it hits me, but like, I mean, in my percent, right, like it will get me a knockdown, but it's like, it's just really hard to connect with this. Like you should just be down tilting, right? I'm on the ground, like right here, instead of this jump, because you see that as the same spacing, just why not like do a down tilt, right? Like there's no reason not to, and it's just better. And also, again, this is just like a classic, like, not acting out of lag. Really important, you know, to like always be clean out of this, always pick something. Like standing here is, like, this is just like a classic, like, it's just like you will never ever see Zane do that because it's like a non-mix-up, right? Like you always need to do something. Like just kind of, you almost want to like when you're playing, if you're gonna do, you know, like late aerial or something, just like almost autopilot, just rotate through mix-ups. Like I'm gonna do, you know, late fair down tilt, late fair dash back, late fair dash forward, late fair shield, late fair wave dash down tilt. You know, just like kind of rotate and just kind of get that in your muscle memory. I get if you're trying to play like very reactive, you know, and you're like, okay, like, you know, late fair and then like react, but the problem is just that we're so close. Like if you do this fair and you just stand here over here, then like I have nothing to say about that. Like that's totally fine. Like you don't have to just go into something. You can just like take your reaction point. But like when you're this close, like you're already playing a mix-up. You can't just opt not to play the mix-up. You have to play a mix-up. So you have to do something here. You can't do nothing here. Anyway, so we get the it was a DA forward, slight forward. Okay, that's that. I kind of like that. I don't go for, up tilt late. Okay, so there we go. You jump out, wave land. Okay, that. Okay, we get this. Probably just go for like more fair chains. There's the play. Okay, solid decision. So like when we're ground to ground like this, yeah, what you just did here, this is what you want to do. Like you kind of want to really proactively set this up. So like you're like, okay, hit this, and like maybe you dash back out of it, but you see that it hit, and kind of instantly out of the spot, you're like, ooh, wave dash back in and set up another one, right? You know, or if you think I'm going to jump to get away from that or wave dash back, you know, you can chase it down or you can do a fair or something, right? So just like more proactively setting up threats on me whenever you have like initiative like that would be better. So like obviously this is not what you wanted to do, but like this is the right idea, and I can tell you're trying to do it. You just like that's just all execution of the game plan, right? It's like you hit the down tilt, you get the pressure. You gotta like set up on the spot, you know. Boom, hit it, dash, wave dash, set it up again. Like, you know, bully on the ground. Bully on the ground is like Marth's like modus operandi in this matchup. Let's see. So sometimes what I'm doing, and this is what I kind of mean, you always got to be really watchful, because like sometimes I'll do this, and then I'll jump at you and delay a fair, and if you're spamming double jump, you die here, right? Because you can't do this. That's important. You can't do this, so you go down here, so I get ledge, and then I get invincible, like, you know, edge guard. So just always be aware of that too. Like, because you might do this in some of these games, you might spam double jump out of down throw and then just get like rocked for it. You just don't allow yourself to do that. Okay. So that's like where you kind of want, like, remember Sheik kind of like, if Sheik is not going to be doing like needle camp stuff and is going to like move into you, then like by all means like let her move into you. So like this is what like your down tilt is for, is you set up this. I think that really what this is a character control issue, because the fact that you're crouching facing away from me is making you feel like, oh, I don't have down tilt as an option. But you do, like, you just have to turn, like, stand up, turn, and down tilt. But it also is like, if you're gonna wave dash crouch, like right here, like wave dash into crouch, like you may want to like wave dash turn crouch first to just like get set up. Like this is fine like facing away, because if you get hit, you still have your CC because it'll turn you to face me. But like you can't stop my forward movement with on the ground when you're facing away, which is probably like why you do this F smash. And like you could have got opened up here. Obviously if I was like a little bit faster on recognition. So just like, you know, just because your character is in a certain position doesn't mean that like I now have to make the F smash decision because of the state my character's in. It's like, it's totally fine if you don't feel like you have time to stand up, turn around and do a down tilt, to just like get out and like wait and find a position where you are set up better. Okay, so this is like a weird little scrap. This is going to happen a lot of Sheik, right? Like, we both kind of throw stuff out. We're both close range. We're both holding down. And, like, this is a scenario where, like, you just want to break the pot open with grab a lot of the times until, like, I'm doing different things. It's like, okay, so we get boom. So you crouch this, and it's like, ooh, you know, grab time. That's fine. This happens a lot against Sheik, too, where we get a cross-up like this. And I'm like, oh, cross up, you know, is he going to come right back in? Like, you just got to kind of watch for this, because, like, Sheik's powerful range against Marth is kind of like this range that happened. So, like, right here, like, this is, like, a pretty good range for Sheik. The reason this is a great range for Sheik is because you can't access your down tilt threat in time to do anything to meet this range, so there's like no reason that I can't move towards you with a burst option. Like I can go for boost grab here or dash attack like I went for. Pretty much like you can't like really do anything about those. The only way you have to deal with them, like you have to shield, or you have to like jump, or you have to like just keep moving this way, or you have to like start holding down if you think it's dash attack, things like that. Like you have to deal with me whenever this range happens and you're not set up. So like that's really what you're trying to avoid in neutral, is being this close to Sheik when you're like not ready. And so if we get a weird situation like this where here you're ready, right? You're facing me, you're crouching, you're doing down tilt, like this is fine because you're close but you're ready. This happens and I get over here, now we're close but you're not ready, and you don't want to play those situations. You don't want to come back in here because you're re-entering like this zone where you're not set up, and therefore you are in danger. Like just continuing to go over here would have been way better, and you would have got a whiff punish out of it. It's like Sheik will do that a lot. That's why she's really good at scrapping close, is because it's super easy for her to just slip out of stuff, and if you stay, then she is probably favored because she can attack this range way faster than other characters. Like faster than Fox, like obviously. And then not as fast as Falcon, but like in more different ways than Falcon. So like ultimately she's better, right? So just understand that's an attribute of neutral that I'm trying to take advantage of. Okay. So this is just me taking advantage of, like, you're not set up, right? Like, we get this, you do this, and we get this backwards jump. Like, this is not, like, a very safe setup position for you. Obviously, it's just a mistake, right? But, like, this is, like, you can understand, like, oh, yeah, I deserve to lose neutral. Like, I let Sheik close space on me, and I wasn't set up. I was not prepared, like, due to, like, a character control thing. So those are, like, just the kind of mistakes that, like, you want to always be in control of your character, always be defending yourself, always be like set up and prepared to like to cover the zones, you know. That was good. Yeah, so like again, like just like this dash attack is like obviously horrible by me, right? Because like you just hold down on this and like you get like a big punish, right? But like I just almost can't help myself doing the bad dash attack because I'm like, oh, this is so obviously gonna hit, right? Like I'm not even looking at the percent because I'm bad. I'm just like, oh, like I have to dash attack here, right? Like look how he's dashing around so close to me, you know? Like of course I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Because it's like there's just you can't do anything. You have to deal with it, right? So this is just me being like, haha, you know, like if you shield that, like you probably get like a dare out of shield or something. But it's just awkward at that range because against other characters, like if I do this against like Fox or something, and he shields it or whatever, like I get drilled out of shield into a giant fat combo. With Marth, it's like a little bit trickier, right? Because I can so easily just end up barely behind you. Or something, or I can be like underneath your grab. So like you really don't want to be hanging out in this range. Like what I would do here, just continue on, right? Continue on over here, you know, or start holding down and get into a scrap. Like you just got to be ready when you're not set up and we're close like this to like deal with me. Yeah, so this is not how you deal with Sheik on the ground. You know this. Like Nair is like not for. Nair is really. I feel like Nair is like only used if I'm like posted up and I'm jumping around. So like if you see like this space, like there's like no way that I like get here and do a short hop like that quickly. Like so if you see this like this kind of encroachment is more likely at this range. This is what I'm trying to say. Like if we get like this kind of range, it's more likely that if I'm going to threaten you in any manner, it's going to be along the ground because my jumps just don't carry me like way over here, right? Like if I'm Fox, like yeah, sure, maybe I'll drill or nair right here, and in which case your nair is like this is perfect, right, for like a Fox or something. But like against Sheik, it's like this is so much more inferior to like just setting up like a wave dash down tilt, or you know, even just like trying to like space a fair, you know, even though that may not be greatest at the percent, or even just like maintaining your grounded state, maintaining your movement, your access to crouch, your access to shield. Like this is like just a very committal, like only covers one particular movement. Like for this to cover anything, I would have to dash into you, jump, short hop right here, and then like act like I'm gonna do a big fair on the Marth, which is not likely because you're at 10%. So like no Sheik really is going to do that. Like you don't have to defend yourself against aerials as Marth with Nair, because you can already defend yourself against any aerial just by being on the floor and holding the down direction. So like this is just 100,000,000% unnecessary. I would class that as like an objective matchup mistake. So avoid those. This is good. Obviously you could put on some more pressure here, but like I get it. Like you're like, okay, I get that. Obviously I'm gonna get ledge, but like whenever you're conceding this, you know, which is fine, like just be ready to pressure the stage. Like be set up. Dashing here, this is not set up. Like you only have access to like your short hop aerials, which we know are really bad against Sheik, like especially like at low percent, obviously. And you have access to like dash attack, also not the greatest. And when you're dash dancing like this, you are not like really threatening anything. You want to be like standing. Like you want to be like I am in stand, or like I am like wave dashing and I'm going to have a down tilt ready for you that's going to make you want to jump or shield, and that's the pressure, right? It's like if I'm like, uh-oh, as soon as I get up here, you know, I need to jump, I need to not do this, what I did. Like the only reason I'm like, ooh, I'm going to do wave dash F tilt and be aggressive is because I can see with my eyes that you are out of position. Like objectively, like you're like, this is not the position that you ever want to create. You would want, when this happens, you need to be right here on the ground doing down tilt, because that beats all my offense. So like this beats none of my offense. So this is a mistake too, right? So it's like if you are here and you're threatening the down tilt and you're like, I know you're going to shield, like obviously, then you can go for like a grab mix up, right? Or if you're like, I'm going to threaten the down tilt, I know you're going to jump, so then I'm going to do like a rising fair or something to catch you. Like those are valid, but trying to like encroach upon my space with the fair is just not the way that Marth puts on pressure in this matchup. Good DI on the F tilt though. Like really, really important to get that particular DI. Okay. So just again, be kind of wary of this. Like Sheik doesn't like just kind of dash forward into center that often like Fox might do. So these like getting on platform and then doing run off fair, like they're just not really gonna hit super often. So like I could have grabbed here obviously, which is a repeat of the situation we saw earlier in the game. So just like be aware that like that is just like, that's kind of a low value option in this matchup. Staying grounded and playing footsies is probably better from my perspective. Like that's what I have a hard time with. So we got like a DI opportunity here where we're holding in because we're dashing forward, just maybe set up a down tilt, and then this happens and it's like again, it's like burning the double jump. Didn't hurt you, right? Because you just get the platform here. But like if you're at 90 and that same situation happens, like that is hurting you. So just again, watch that. Okay, just me kind of like, you know, catching you sleeping a little bit, catching you staying shield a little too long. So this is, now we're getting a little bit panicky, right? Because it's like, okay, you know, why not grab here, obviously. Just a little bit of a, just a like, uh-oh, you know, like kind of call it a little bit unawares. Okay. Alright, so, alright, it's a good escape, good escape. So, again, this kind of shows, like, lack of character control, because it's like, we do this wave dash, and you get into the same position where you're crouching facing away from me, and, like, this always means you're gonna F-smash, like, because you don't, like, you don't feel comfortable, like, you know, just doing, like, a, you know, a turn or something and setting up down tilt threat. You don't feel comfortable, like, moving too far away from you into the corner, like, so it's like just don't let your character control you, right? Like you control your character. So, and again, it's like the same thing the second time, right? Like this is a big habit for you, which is like, you know, wave dash forward into a crouch and then F smash behind me. Like doing that twice is a little bit like, see, like that state, right, where you get into your crouch, where you're like, you know, I can't do anything other than, you know, like this is the only button that you can attack with backwards out of crouch, so I feel like this is why you're doing it. Like if you get better dash back out of crouch, then like that doesn't matter, right? Like you can start dash attacking at this range, you can keep your dash dance going at this range, you can go for like dash shield or something or whatever, right? Like you have other things you can do. Just like I would try to patch that hole in your character control because it's coming up a good amount just in one game. Okay. Yeah, it's never gonna hit Sheik. Sheik's invincible, right? So like, if you're gonna pressure ledge like this, again, that down throw, great against spacies. Against Sheik, it's like this is very non-threatening to me because you can't really create anything off of this because I'm gonna invincibly grab here, like, or invincibly sweet spot. It's like you would much rather just be set up, right, rather than like letting me get free damage and get free corner pressure set up on you. So now you got to work yourself out of the corner. So it's like, okay, encroach with shield, I get it, should be a down tilt, good. See, if I was like a better Sheik, I would have like seen this coming, because like this is like kind of the only thing that you can really threaten when we get this range. It's like, okay, in shield, I'm playing at this range, and I'm just being very unaware here, where it's like wave dash forward down tilt is the threat, and like I could be like preparing, right, to maybe fair this spot or dashing away and then coming with a boost grab like on a read or something. So this is good. This is what you want to do because it's forcing like because this is the threat, right? Like this is the textbook, like, yo, you're at that range just hanging out, I'm gonna hit you for it, right? And that's kind of what I've been doing to you, which is like, hey, you're kind of like at this range, not set up to defend yourself, or protect the zone, so I'm gonna hit you for it. So you're doing the same thing here. Then this is what you want. Like, this is how you beat Sheik. Is it's like Sheik isn't threatening me. Sheik is hanging out. Like, I'm gonna proactively do my thing, right? And then this is great, right? Like, and if your wave dash, if you chose the different wave dash and you even tippered it, like, that may be even better, especially lower percents. So good. See, again, this is what you want to do. Like, this is you bully on the ground. You bully on the ground. So, like, you just needed to do that, like, the whole game. Like, basically play like Enoch. Like, this is the matchup. Enoch would love playing this matchup because this is the matchup, right? Bully on the ground, make you shield, make you jump, make you crouch and try to, like, do stuff, like, and then just, like, play on the outside, like, be outranging things and proactively setting up stuff. I don't know how the fuck Marth punches Sheik. Maybe reverse up B there, probably. I don't know. That's some lab stuff. That's some stuff you gotta know that I gotta contend with, but I don't know the optimal Sheik punish stuff for that situation. This is fine. Okay, great. It caught me doing aerial. Okay. Okay. So, like, this is just like again, we got a juggle state. You got resources. You got double jump. So like, you don't... The way that you can look at this, you had multiple decision trees in this juggle, right? Like, so I'll just, like, kind of go through them. So we get this. I have no combos here, right? Obviously. So, like, there's no immediate pressure on you. Like, as you start to fall, I have, like, a double jump fair threat here, which is, like, yeah, that could happen. So, like, maybe you counter up here, maybe you fair up here, maybe you continue to drift away to outrange me, because, again, your drift is better than mine. Like, basically, the way that you would think about air-to-air against Sheik, this is a major advantage you have in the matchup, is, make it play. I don't know why it's being so laggy. So a major advantage you have in this matchup is if when we're air-to-air like this, I can't, if you're drifting away and I'm drifting towards you, you are going to be opening up the distance. So I get to close this distance somewhat because I have my jump momentum here. But if you're holding full away this whole time, like, as soon as I get to here, like, you're going to be moving away. You're going to be widening the gap every single frame. You're getting farther and farther away from me. So there's, like, a certain point where it's like, I just can't reach you anymore. Like, if my jump didn't get me there, then that's it. I'm gassed. That's all I got, right? So it's like, you and I know that. Like, I know that, like, this is not a combo. So I'm like, I'm going to play for the shark here, right? Because it's like, I hit this. I'm like, okay, I don't get to combo you, but I get to be the shark. So here's me, just being here, just putting on some pressure by, like, maybe I double jump up air, maybe I double jump fair, not committing. And then I'm like, okay, I'll get down here. And, like, me getting under the platform there is just like, what if he just, like does an insane fast fall fair or downer or something, right? That. So we get this. So it's like, this is good, like, right, like, you dodge this. But if you have your double jump in this moment, like, let's say, you're not afraid of the shark, I'm not going to take this, and you save double jump here, then you get to like, basically reset to ledge. Or you get, like, you basically get, like, an opportunity to, like, double jump and then, like, fade to the platform here, and then maybe get, like, an air dodge through me or something, right? Like, there's a lot of routes that you can take here, just, like, a lot of routes, and you don't want to feel, like, restricted that, like, I'm being threatened, so I need to burn a resource now. Like, I'm going to burn my double jump because I was threatened. Oh, I'm going to burn my side B because I'm threatened. And in this case, you actually were threatened, which is like, I did the fake and then I did the real attack. And then it's like, okay, like, now I'm threatened again. Like, what if I just double jump fair you? You burn the last resource. But it's like, if you kind of just, like, play a little more dishonest in the air and a little bit more, like, frustrating is one way to put it. Like, the way that Zach gets down from juggles is frustrating because it's like half the time he has no sense of danger and he's like, fuck you, I'm gonna down air, right? Or fuck you, I'm gonna fast fall through the platform, land underneath you and do an up tilt. Like, he'll just half the time just ignore the fact that you even exist and then just do a thing, and you're like, uh-oh, like, I was trying to communicate a threat and he's not speaking the language. Like, I'm in no man's land suddenly, like, and that doesn't work for him whenever I'm just like, I'm just going to hit you, like, haha, like, I'm playing like a bot. But then again, it's like, if I'm playing like a bot, then he's going to start, like, doing the responses. And then I'm like, oh no, I didn't put a second layer threat behind my, or I didn't have a second layer threat there, so like he just did like a counterplay or an evasion, and you know I missed. So like just kind of always be aware that like, you know, you don't want to play at 100,000,000% honest when you're in the Ares Marth. You're in disadvantage. You have to play. You know, you're kind of gambling. You're on the losing side of the gamble, but like if you stop gambling, then you're gonna lose every hand, right? So anyway, so we get this. We're just moving around. I get it. It's like this is like a crouch opportunity, right? Sheik can't do anything here, right? Like this is oh, I'm doing something horrible, you know, like I'm falling on Marth's head and Marth's is literal 0 and I have no moves and I can do nothing. I could get up tilted for free, I could get crouched for free, I could get grabbed for free. Like this is just horrible, right? If you're just standing there, I get like crouch up tilted or some mess or whatever. So like, you know, just understand like this is the Sheik weakness. Like I should not be doing this. Like I should not even be trying to even pretending to do this. Like, aha, maybe I'll come down in your head. Like that's not how Sheik plays the game. So like 100% just take a whole stock of me doing dumb shit like this. Like I should be like wave dashing off the platform, trying to, you know, fend you off with needle stuff, and then like getting to the ground. Like please just eat me alive for doing this shit, man. Like, oh god. Okay, I do like a nonsense punish, which is fine. So this is like a, you know, you coming into Sheik type thing, where it's like we're ground to ground. And this is kind of like, this is the first time I've been like, okay, I won't move forward. I will throw the needle and see what happens. And so I throw the needle. I'm like, okay, I'm going to just cross some space, and then I'm going to set up. I'm going to see what happens. Like cross some space, get in my safest position, right? I'm just going to sit here and crouch at low percent. Like I'm totally turtled up. You can only beat this by like spacing a down tilt on me, or like grabbing me, right? Like I'm turtled as fuck. And then you try to like come in, right? So it's like, this is kind of like the way to, I would interpret this situation is it's like, I'm, instead of like staying passive, or like I'm just like, I'm gonna close some space and I'm gonna react. So I just react to the wave dash with like an F tilt, right? So like basically like you just kind of like moved into my range. Like this is a situation where it's like I get to set up before you, so I get set up first, and like I'm totally ready to play defense, and you just move into me with lag, right? So it's like, just be careful that you don't try to like enter my zone. Like I have possession of this zone. As soon as this happens, you're in lag and I get here, I possess this. This is mine. I got here first. I got set up first. That's the important thing. I'm set up. You are still setting up, right? You're still in the wave dash, but you're trying to set up, and before you're set up, you get in my zone, and this is why you get hit here, right? So it's like this happens. Okay, strange scrap. That's crazy. It's all strange and weird. Okay, all strange stuff. You crouch my jab, and I just get like a thing. This is like weird scraps that you'll kind of just get better at, and then they seem chaotic. They start to like make more sense, or like you get to invalidate a lot of the weird, crazy, chaotic stuff whenever you start like playing more standard and disciplined. Like I'm talking about with like controlling the ground with down tilt, staying set up, all that stuff. Let's look at another one. Let's see. So that was like the second game that we played. So like let's look at you, like you're more warmed up, and let's look at one where you win. We can see like what was working well. Let's see. Okay, we get a nice. I gotta turn the volume down. We get a nice PS game. Turn this fucking volume down. All right, now see what we got. Okay, that's great. Yeah, attacking me on the platform with Nair. This is fine. I didn't set up a crouch here, so this is good. Like what I should have done when I saw this full hop here is just gone for crouch. So like I go for the wave dash, and I could have crouched here, but I commit to a dash, and that's why I can't stop this. So that's just like me trying to reposition when I should have been. I wasn't set up, and you were in my territory. So I get this. So this weird is a little bit chaotic, right? Like what's going on here? So I get a weird clip, and then you're like, okay, like we'll just change positions as you commit to the jump, right? Yeah, okay. So like this is a situation, right, where it's like I didn't jump like back or anything. Like you're not set up to do pretty much anything, and I'm on the ground. So like you're in my zone of threat, and you're not set up. This is the same thing from the last situation. You're facing backwards. You're in a jump. Like, you can't realistically defend yourself from anything I'm going to do at this point. So, like, just watch that, right? That's what I mean about discipline when you play this matchup, is it's like, you get this, and it's like, your first thought should literally be, we are close. I need to set up. I need to be protected. So, like, stand, turn, tip or down tilt, right? That is like a conservative, disciplined, protect the ground, own the ground, control the ground, like at all costs type play. Dashing into me, we get a weird cross up. I'm like, shield, and then you're like, jump, empty hop inside of you is like, this is like the chaos that like Marth. This is how Marth loses to Sheik, because Sheik will just like win the chaos all the time in this matchup. You have to be like a disciplinarian, right? Okay, so we get this. I just punish the extra cliff weight frames, and then unfortunate, but it's okay because you win this game. Okay, so we're just going new. Okay, punish on the fucked up movement. All right, so this is good. Yeah, DI'd in on F throw, so I get comboed out of it. I hate how long this is taking. And then you catch the, so yeah, this is great, right? Like this is like just, this is great standard Marth stuff. That this is how Marth wins. Use the simple tools, get the grab, do the throw. If I DI'd out here, I get ledge, right? And that's fine for you. You're like, okay, I'm gonna pressure the ledge. I'm gonna stay set up. I'm gonna do down tilts. I DI in, you take the opportunity. You're like, okay, you're gonna give me a combo. Boom. Now you get this tipper, awesome. If I'm smart here, I just fall, and then I invincible up B, and then you're like, okay, that's fine. I'll take that situation. I'll get set up. We'll play a corner pressure scenario. I'm winning, right? I'm advantaged. And you just take the small advantage, and you keep going. And because I get, like, stupid and greedy and afraid, I'm like, see what I mean? I'm like, I'm going to try to air-to-air battle, Marth, and with my double jump. Like, this is obviously, like, horrible mistake for me. I burn resources. I get into a bad angle, a bad position. I fully commit to something. I abandon a safe route that I did have, and then I have nothing, right? As soon as the double jump is gone, Sheik dies. And this is, like, why Sheik dies, right? Because it's like, I have no options. As soon as I double jump here, like, it's a wrap. The best I can do at this point is, like, try to start drifting back super duper hard. But, like, my drift is shitty. So, like, you can kind of just, even if you want, you could really just follow that, fade forward, delay the fair, tipper me anyway, and do an F smash, right? As soon as I burn double jump here, my stock is over 100%. Because I have nothing now. I can't do anything. It's over, right? Like, that's it. I don't have double jump. I have to up B. So this is the big edge guard, as I was talking about in DMs. This is the edge guard, right? I have to up B. My stock's over. I don't get a jump back. You hit me early enough. And, like, maybe that's not, like, the perfect optimal thing to do, but it doesn't matter because it's good enough where I've got to up B again. So I'm still dead. And then this is the mistake, right? Right here. So whenever you basically, like, the way that you beat Sheik recovering is you hog the ledge until, like, basically, so here, it's a timing issue. So I'll go through this and I'll kind of break down, like, exactly what you should be doing. So you don't need to be on ledge yet. You can be on stage. When I start my up B, as soon as you see the up B start, that's when you wave dash down and grab ledge when you see this happen. Because if you time it that way, then you'll be grabbing ledge like right now, or something. Basically be timing ledge right before the hitbox would come out, which was right there. Like, you just need to make sure that you time it where you get on the ledge and you have invincibility and you have safety right there, right? So the way you time it, you're getting off the ledge, but you need to be getting on the ledge right here. So this is just way too early, right? This is just getting on way too early. And if you're on ledge right here, all you have to do is, like, regular stand in this moment. Like right here, you input like a regular stand if you're still on the ledge, and then I die. And if I went on stage, then I'm, like, appearing on the level or in the air somewhere in front of you, and then you get big punny, right? So that's what I mean by, like, that's what's going to make the matchup feel better to play is if you start to murder me instantaneously every time you put me off stage, it'll start kind of coming together like, oh, okay, so like Marth is dangerous in this matchup. Like if I get like a fair air to air, that's it. I juggle, hits Sheik off stage, Sheik doesn't up B, hit her, juggle, hit her off stage, she doesn't up B, hit her, juggle, hit her off stage, she doesn't up B, she's dead. Like that's what this matchup becomes. And then same thing with down tilt. Down tilt is like basically like a pressure thing where it's like if you hit a tip or fair air to air, you pretty much have killed Sheik at that point. If you hit a down tilt, you basically create like a situation where you have stage advantage, you have a damage advantage because you just got the damage, so you're removing the crouch option. You have pressure because you have initiative. If Sheik is low percent and you hit her with a down tilt, you do unfortunately have a mix-up where like, the boost grab is a thing, but like you haven't lost. So it's like down tilt either wins with incremental advantage, or it at worst it's like even because we play a mix-up. But even when it's even, it's still like you're still favored, right? Because you got damage before the interaction happened, and I didn't. I still have to win a mix-up to get my damage. So like that's why those two tools are your best tools, is because the fair will end my stock, and the down tilt will accrue advantage for you and position for you to put me in awkward spots where you can then end the stock somehow, with the catching the jump or whatever, or grabbing the shield, like things that you can do. Okay, so we get this. Okay, so we get this. So this is what I mean. This is like, these are the right ways to play the scraps, right? So we had a situation where, I need to go back further. So we have this situation, right? See, this is what I was talking about last game. We're close to each other. You're not set up, right? You are in a non-set-up spot. You're facing away from me. Instead of F-smashing here, like you did in the last 2 games, those 3 times, you're like, okay, I need to just play outside, right? And then you get outside and you get a whiff punish. So it's like you exited Sheik's strong range rather than staying in the strong range and pressing buttons or whatever. You're like, uh-oh, I'm in scrap range with Sheik right now. I need to leave scrap range, or because I'm not set up, I can't down tilt Sheik in the scrap range, and so I got to get out, right? So like this is good, right? Like this is how you play these spots. This is how you mitigate Sheik's scrap advantage. Is you just find the answer that is the cleanest, that is the safest. You mitigate the fact that you're not set up by like getting out, right? Okay, so keep going. Okay, so this is risky for you, but like you got away with it, but just like be aware that this is not like the safest thing to do. Like you don't really have anything super great to do here, but like be aware, just as like a student of the game type thing, that like if you hit this snare and I crouch it, like you can just get grabbed here. Like just be aware, right? And that is probably the worst thing that can happen to you. You would probably rather hit that nair and like crouch and try to do a down tilt, because if I try to grab out of that, I get hit by the down tilt and it gets a little scrappier. And if I do a tilt out of that, I get CC'd. If you sit in shield and I go for grab, like you just lose. You don't have anything that you can do. But if you nair into crouch here, because like you have more options, is what I'm trying to say. Like crouching here is more options and better expected value than shielding here. Basically, just always keep that in mind, that when you're close to Sheik, shield is not like super good, which is different again from Fox. Like when you're close to Fox, shield is really good, because like you can get a lot of reversals, you block all his pressure, he might miss no cancel, you can wave dash out, you can roll out, you can do all this stuff. Like you can do a lot of stuff, right? Like against Sheik, like you don't really want to be in that spot. If I crouch here, then I get a punish, right? So this is yet another thing where it's like, this is me not being super aware. Like I'm probably afraid of shield grab. Maybe I shouldn't be. Like if I wasn't a spacey player, maybe I'm like, I don't mind if you grab me here or something, right? Or if I have more dirty Sheik blood, I might stay crouching here. And so I was probably trying to like dash back or something. I couldn't even tell you what I was doing. Or maybe I was even still holding X mod, so I didn't get a crouch, right? I should have stopped holding X mod to do my down tilt, maybe. Something like that, right? And then I get like a punish. I get a crouch F tilt here, I get a crouch up tilt here. That's why you got to be careful, right? And this is like, it goes back to the same principle. This tip or fair is like excellent if I'm in the air. because then you're winning air to air. You're winning fair air to air. That's Marth's like that's his win condition. But fair to ground, not the win condition. So that's why you got to be careful with this. And that's, again, why shield is bad here, because shield takes away your ground-to-ground tool. Shielding after this nair here takes that away and actually only gives you the fair. So if I was more cognizant in this situation, I probably, I'm like, okay, he can't access down tilt, so ground is safe for me, air is bad, right? And if ground is safe for me, I want to be, like, crouching or something, right? Like, you see what I mean? So it's like, if I had more knowledge of the matchup, I would probably play this better. And if you had more knowledge of the matchup, you could have avoided the situation entirely by not being in a shield there. And then you're golden, right? And we're playing like a higher level version of the matchup. Okay. So like this is a situation where it's like abusing crouch is really strong. Yeah, so like right here, like this is the bad Sheik thing. Like this is why Marth wins the matchup. Because if I ever come down on you like this, I lose. Because I have nothing that defeats crouch. I get like destroyed by up tilt, destroyed by tipper fair. I get destroyed by everything air to air coming up at this angle. And if I do actually make it through those threats because you don't do anything, well, I still can't hit you, right? Like this, if you're crouching, like I get fucked. So just be aware, like shield bad, crouch good. In this matchup, crouch is just better because it keeps all your tools are still available to you. You know what I mean? Like you can grab out of crouch just as quickly as you can grab out of shield. In fact, even faster. So like, don't do this. You're basically going from like a super mega ultra advantage situation in this matchup to a disadvantage situation in this matchup in one frame because you press the shield button right here. That's a mistake. Don't do that. Crazy unfair grab. That's just what she gets. So you can actually test my reactions here. So just and this is really, you don't have to remember this. This is just me like nerding out on TechJ stuff, right? The range here is such that if you do regular wake up, I'm probably going to miss that reaction because I'd have to dash for it. So if you just do regular wake up here, I'm probably going to miss this and get reversaled. And like I sit there and I'm like, wait a second, and I realize I'm like, this is not the spot. I need to be at this spot. Now there's nothing you can do. You are getting tech chased here. Just wanted to point that out. Okay, it's not the optimal thing by me maybe, but yeah, I probably should have just grabbed that, but okay. Okay. So like this is better, right? Like you got down here. Like let's see how do you get down here? Because this is what you were saying you're struggling with, right? So like what do you do? Boom. Okay, you got that. So again, this is that bad habit. So notice how like you couldn't have jumped out of this fair anyway. It was going to hit you. Like if you didn't DI like that and I had the distance and I had the timing and the execution, whatever, this fair was going to hit you. So like this double jump is bad because the best case is I hit you before this double jump comes out, right? Best case, and you don't burn it on accident. But then like why even press it? Worst case is I ran forward for like 2 more frames and I did this fair and now you got faired when I'm like in this position and you lost your double jump and now you're 100 million% dead because you're 100%. Stop doing this. Do not burn double jump when you are getting like sort of like, you know, bread and butter combo by Sheik like this, right? Up tilt, fair. That's bread and butter. Do not ever do this. Do not ever do this. You always lose if you do this. And if you didn't double jump here, when I miss the fair, you're still good because it's like now you're down here. You can fair me, land on platform. You get a tipper fair, so you get a juggle, you get under me. So that's all great. So that was bad. But then we get like, okay, I tried to jump. So this is me. This is the 50-50, right? If I'm going to do a fake juggle threat, then I stay on the ground here and I like crouch or something. That's the fake, right? That I was talking about in the other game. And then you do this where you're like, I'm going to, you know, you do the protect yourself thing and then I get like a whiff punish, right? But I didn't do that. I was like, okay, I'm not going to fake. I am going to try to hit you and then this works, right? So your 2 options here were basically, yeah, to protect yourself coming down with like a counter or a down air or something. you know, side B or whatever, like whatever you want to do, whatever mix-up you have, or like do nothing. Like that's actually the mix-up, because if I just like crouch here and I like wait for you to do something and you like fast fall, do nothing, empty land, well, now you've got options, baby. Like you called, you know, you called my bluff, and then now you can move around and do stuff, right? So like just be aware like that you're always playing like that type of mix-up. Okay, that's good reaction. Okay, that was sick. Yeah, and so this works because I am just a dumb shit boy, and I just suck ass. Look at this. What am I doing here? Well, it's because I'm like, I don't want to up B, right? If I up B, I'm dead. So I'm like, I just need to grab the ledge. I need to double jump to ledge. If I don't double jump to ledge, I'm dead. So I'm like, I need to get on ledge. And I just like, ah. Like, obviously, I could have fared you for this, which is like why you go for this whenever you're feeling a little swaggy, you know? You're like, okay, this Sheik is like a little too comfortable. I get it. But like, it's still good to go for it, because like even if I fair you, if you're like holding up or something, you know, you double jump with up or something, you're DIing up, like you just go on stage, it's okay. So like I like that. Call me out. Good shit. Okay, good DI. Like see how I can't combo? Like if you are holding away and you don't even get any SDI, you just are holding away and you're high enough %. I don't have anything here. Like I'm pretty sure you've been actionable for like a while up here. What gets you? Yeah. What gets you is that. And then you're dead, yeah. Like, just don't try to, like, be greedy, right, in these spots. Like, just keep drifting out. Just drift out, drift out, drift out. Don't extend your hand. Don't extend the hand, the knee. Just drift out, and you dodge that. And then you can, like, double jump to the stage, you know, or double jump to the ledge, I mean. So like that's just, and that's really like a lot of your issues in defense game is just like not like trying to get away with stuff. Like you're just like a very like if I can just get away with this player, and in the Sheik matchup, like you're gonna get punished way harder for that than you will against like Fox, for instance. Fox is not, he doesn't really have the tools to like call out Marth trying to get away with stuff in juggle state or on defense. Like he pretty much has like haymaker tools, you know. He's got shine, like, ooh, I called you out perfectly, I'm gonna kill you because with the shine, right? He's got the haymakers, but he doesn't have like these like safe, conservative, like kind of, you know, barely beat you type tools like this down tilt was, where it's like, oh, if you're a little bit too, if you're not perfectly spaced here, you know, like I get a big thing. So just and that's why being greedy doesn't pay, just because there are so many ways that things can go wrong for you on defense. And it's like, if you have a clear, safe route, take it instead of like chancing the chaos, because you lose the chaos, right? I wasn't paying attention, so we'll go back and watch what happens next. All right. Okay. I mean, that's kind of crazy. It's like, yeah, I mean, I just get hit by late dare grab. I don't know how often that's supposed to happen. I'm not sure. Don't ask me. Okay. So yeah, you see what I'm trying to do? It's the same thing as last game. It's my little plan, right? My little plan. All right. I'm going to shoot the needles. We're long range. I'm going to cross some space. I'm going to get set up, right? Last time this happened, you wave dashed into me and I got like a thing, right? Because I got into the zone first and I got set up. This time I don't get that, but fuck, dude, I had it, bro. I fucking had it. It works if I just stayed a little bit longer. Oh, okay. I'm staying. I'm set up. Oh, no. He didn't take the bait. He's not moving into my zone. Wait, he is moving into my zone. Is he? Oh, he is. Oh, but I'm a Fox main. I don't like getting hit by Tipper Fair off platform. I have to get out of here. I have to. Oh, no. Right? If I had more Sheik blood, bro, I stay crouched and I just fucking tank this shit and grab, bro. I don't have enough Sheik blood in me to do this. To play this fucking game. Alright. Anyway, so we get this. Awesome, right? Down tilt pressure. Instantaneously. Ground to ground. Push me back. Down tilt pressure. This, I mean, that's good. That's good. That's hard. That is actually really hard for Sheik to whip punish. Like, there's actually like nothing wrong with this fair because the space is so large. You're drifting back. I'm having to cross the space. Like, I try to do like an F tilt, but like I just won't reach you in time is the problem. Like, I'm just never gonna beat this. So like, yeah, I just really just need to like crouch right here, and then like maybe I get to go for something. But like, I'm just trying to like force the issue, I guess. Like, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with this fair, personally. If I had crouched here, like, maybe there's something wrong with it, but, like, even if I do crouch this, because the spacing is so good, like, you do have the ability to act. Like we saw in the very first interaction of the first game we went over, these, like, late tipper fairs aren't as good in this matchup, but, like, they're not, like, strictly bad when they're spaced like this, because you do have time to, like, do something. As long as you're acting, like, you know, as soon as possible, like, you can do something, right? So here, this is your win condition, by the way. Like, if you get these fat pop-ups on fair, this does turn into, like, crazy juggle into kill with, like, you know, tipper fair stuff, up air stuff. It's just like a game of inches in this case, because since you're fading back when this fair hits me, you are still sliding backwards during your landing. And you waste 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames. So you have backwards momentum, and you spend 6 frames doing nothing. So that's it, right? Like, if you weren't fading away, if you were fading a little bit forward, and you got out of your action ability faster, and you delayed your jump faster, because, by the way, I'm still falling. I still haven't escaped yet. So if you dash a little further and then do this a little bit later, you close the gap more and you get this. So this is just sort of like you're not going to get this out of every situation, but any situation where you do get tipper fair pop up and you can combo off of it and you execute that properly, I should, like, really get fucking murdered. Like, this is, like, the worst thing for me. Like, this is the worst, like, possible area to be popped up and helpless, because I'm at, like, a perfect, like, juicy middle height to, like, combo and juggle and the things you were practicing, I think, the other day. So, like, you know, just be like, ultra ready. That is definitely your win condition. Even though you got it in another orthodox way and you weren't super set up, like, you do need to be smelling blood in the water when you get that. Okay, so crazy grab, that's good. Okay. Okay, so this is the reason why I don't really like the idea that you're pressuring this stuff with fair, is because it loses to some things. Like, if I just do F tilt here, I got a not clean wave dash, but, like, if I just do, like, jab or F tilt here, then, like, I'm winning the scrap, which is why I like down tilt better, because down tilt beats all of my ledge dash aggressive options, and it is perfectly acceptable and safe against my ledge dash defensive options. This fair is, like, it works out because I shield, and you get a sick dash back, perfect dash back, and you get a sick pivot, is why it works out. But, like, you had to do 2 hard things there while taking a risk, and you could have instead done an easy thing that took no risk by just, like, standing right here and down tilting, right? That's the difference. That's the difference in the playing this matchup philosophy. Is you don't want to do the too perfect execution into meaty thing, you know, while taking risk. You want to do, like, I take no risk, I accrue advantage, and then you lose. Like, that's how you want to see it. And I think that's probably why, like, so those are only games I'm gonna watch, because I don't have anything else to do. That's pretty much how I think about this matchup. But that's probably how Zane got so good, I would imagine, is, like, or that's, like, why his playstyle is what it is he just practiced with Junebug and was just like, okay, so Marth is a character where, like, you play super safe, you play super conservative, you play on the outside, you know, you don't get, like, counter hit for anything, you know what I mean? Like, that probably built, like, I'm sure it influences his style a great deal to have, like, basically, like, grown up on this matchup, because, like, really there's no other way to do it, man. It's, like, it's the basic stuff executed cleanly, simply, that'll just win you the games. And, you know, maybe it's not, like, flashy, but, like, you have your flashy matchups, you know what I mean? You'll always get to play a Fox, you always get to play a Falco, you always get to play a Falcon or whatever. You always get, you know, you'll always have, like, matchups where you get to, like, be cool and do movement stuff and, like, get sick outplays, and where that's necessary. Like, it's actually necessary to do that kind of shit against, like, Fox, for instance. But this is just not the matchup for it. Like, this matchup is, like, really about honing your character control, your spacing, your precision, being fast. Like, it's really just, like, a decision-making matchup, and it's a no-nonsense matchup. Like, if you come with any kind of, like, you know, funny stuff, like, you're just gonna get blown up by, like, I don't know, Sheik, like, just kind of just shrugging off, like, the nonsense and, like, okay, I'm gonna do my basic thing that's really good. Because it's the thing is, like, you have the tools where she's not allowed to do anything at all. She just can't even play the game against you because you have range advantage, and you have movement advantage. Those are big advantages. But like when you're not abusing those advantages, now Sheik wins. Now Sheik is the better character because all her tools like match up better against yours when her tools are relevant. So like your job is just, well, your tools are never going to be relevant then. You know, you're never going to reach me with anything. You're never going to get past the tipper down tilt. You're never going to get to like aerial me. You're never going to get to land on me. Like, you know, you're like an untouchable bubble is kind of how you want to always be playing this matchup. So I'll leave off with that. I really enjoyed doing this because, again, I don't know too much about this matchup. I do just know like the bare bones basics and like what Marths have usually been talking about, what Sheiks have been talking about. So I hope that helps.